Welcome to Game 2 on Texas. In the bottom left corner, your red Terran player, down 0-1 in the series, needs to win this game to force a Game 3. It's Ardi.
And in the top right-hand corner, up a game in the glorious pink color, it is ArcticHydra.
Arctic showing last game that when you have 5 bases, it doesn't matter if your Mutalisks fly over Goliaths or engage them directly. So, an example of the just overwhelming income and power of Hydralisk surrounds in that last game. So, the Muta control was not very great, but the Hydralisk plays were very good. And we see Arctic. Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. That's just an. That's just a gas trick. Thought for a second he was gonna do something crazy.
And then you just feel disappointed afterwards.
Right.
Nothing too interesting.
Boring. Playing standard.
Look at him getting a hatchery before spawning pool. Standard.
Who does
Boring.
that?
That's okay. He needs to work up to 5 bases, so this is a good way to start.
Bases are good. It's always good to have more of those. So, fast expansion's pretty common in Starbow. You can defend them pretty well. That defender's advantage is always nice for taking bases. As are the wall-in mechanics. That is one thing that makes expanding even better in Starbow than it is in Brute War to some extent. The ability to complete full wall-offs is pretty convenient when you don't want your enemy in your base. So another little worker kiss. Pink and red, colors of love.
Or something. I don't know.
Something along those lines. Red is a passion color. I'd be interested to see. I do expect Ardi to be going mech once again, just because he did pick this map. I don't know that it's really that great for bio, although it being a relatively small map with pretty short rush distance from your natural to your opponent's third, at least the more easily defended third, it could be good for just having some aggressive bio plays as well. I don't think that bio is necessarily bad on this map, but it is definitely a map that favors mech. We do see that factory coming up here for Ardi.
Yep, just like you said, that factory's coming up, so probably not a bio play. Probably not. We have some weird things happen.
Yep, and here comes the layer again for ArcticHydra. So, might see a very similar game. Just see how the players execute it this time.
Yeah, no Hydra stem, so probably gonna get Mutalisks again, unless the Hydra Den comes down in the next minute or so.
There's definitely a timing where around halfway done with your layer, if you throw down the Hydra Den, it is ready to morph into a Lurker Den right away, if that's the kind of play you're going for. So, we'll have to see if that winds up being the play.
Tech Bob in the factory, probably gonna get some sort of Vulture upgrade. We'll see if it combines with speed first, but tipping last game is probably gonna use speed. And there's the scan, sees the layer coming up, sees the wiggly spawning pool getting the metabolic boost.
Yep.
And there's a command center. This looks very similar to the last game.
Yeah, and we actually have a Goliath coming out first here.
First.
He
is scared.
He is very paranoid about Mutalisks, which he rightfully should be, because it looks like it is going to be Mutas again this game. Arctic doesn't quite have the 200 minerals here, but I imagine that as soon as he does, he'll be getting that.
And a Spine Pro. Oh, that okay. Let's see, Spine Pro.
Okay.
there it is.
He hit BS instead of VS there. I know that feel. Stupid
We've
fingers. Alright, we do have a quick starport on the way, actually, from Ardi.
I wonder if we can see either a drops or Banshee play. Probably Banshee, maybe, because Goliaths aren't the best dropping pool compared to Vultures.
Unless he's just going for a quick Viking to try to defend against the Mutas. I don't know if that might be something that he's thinking. I also have the Engineering Bay coming up as well, and more Goliaths on the way. Unless he's going for like some sort of Goliath drops or something. Would that be something you would do against Zerg?
Like, it seems weird, because it sounds like you can just do the same thing better with Vultures.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're really interested in killing Overlords. Which I'd assume is not the case.
Yeah, I don't really think you'd do that to do that, generally.
There's a Fusion Core. I bet he's going for the fastest science vessel ever.
Yeah, the
really
absolute fastest.
Turrets
yeah,
down. Jeez.
Wow.
Mutalisks are not going to do anything.
No.
And there are 4 Mutas on the way, so he might be in luck.
Yeah, he's going to be able to stay extremely safe against Mutalisks and then take his natural behind that. And I mean, he does have the command center done. He's just waiting until he is... I don't know if he's hoping to just catch the Mutalisks and try to kill as many as possible as soon as they come out. But I mean, he still has to get Irradiate. That'll take a little bit of time. He's got to get a Science Vessel out, and the Mutalisks are on the way here now. And I imagine Arctic will be expanding behind this.
The Overlord does see the 2 missile turrets, but doesn't see anything else. So he might be thinking the Mutalisks can go and do enough damage, but sadly they won't be doing a whole lot. That's 5 Goliaths. That's minus.
Yeah, and we do see Arctic is going ahead and get that bottom right base as well, expanding behind his attack. Some sound RTS strategy there. So here come the Mutas, going to be coming into the base and seeing what kind of damage they can do. There are turrets everywhere, though, along with Goliaths. There's really
do anything.
There's really no opportunity here. They got to get out of there. Doesn't lose any though, and he's also not committing too hard to these Mutalisks either. He has 2 on the way. Actually, he already has 8 on the field, so he will have 10 Mutalisks. But he's transitioning, getting that Lurker Den, working on his Hydros upgrades, getting his expansion. So it's getting solid play, opening up Mutas, but not gonna overcommit to them. Hopefully, he might be able to snipe down these 2 turrets here, which would be really nice.
But one turret goes down and the other one gets cancelled, but then are shoved away by the Goliaths.
Yep. Nice little pick up there from Arctic. Didn't lose anything. And we actually have some Lings coming in here.
Zerglings and Mutalisks. These might just be enough to overwhelm the Goliaths.
Yeah, Irradiate.
Irradiate is done.
Irradiate's done. He does get the Irradiate down, but now there are only two Goliaths. He can split up these Mutalisks, but those Mutas can't go into the main. The main is just way too well defended. Oh!
And, wow.
So he shuts down the expansion. Arctic did lose more than his Terran player now. He is behind in the resources lost battle, but he is ahead in supply. He's got that natural up. He's getting some other tech paths. And Ardi is stuck on 1 base.
I would like to see if I was Arctic, just like a bunch of Hydras and just move in. Because, like last game, he doesn't have siege tanks, he doesn't have siege mode, he doesn't have anything, like Spider Mine's nothing to deal with any large group of Hydralisks. So, he's, again, very vulnerable to the Hydra's transition.
Yeah, I mean, props to Ardi, I guess, for trying to make the Goliath play work. I mean, it's doing an okay job, but it's really allowing Arctic to just expand wherever he wants. He's putting down 2 more hatcheries now. Once again, just going to have a very, very superior economy. We do see now some of the big upgrades are coming along for the Hydralisks. We also see Overlord speed starting.
And he's getting +1 armor for his Mutalisks, +1 attack for Hydras. He's getting a lot of tech things. A second Spire, once again. This is looking very similar to the last game.
Yep. So, Ardi, this time, skipping the Vultures, which I guess really allowed Arctic to do whatever he wanted. It did keep Ardi, I guess, somewhat safer against the Mutas, but I don't know. I mean, his natural was delayed. Probably came down about the same time that it did in the last game. And once again, he's stuck on 2 bases.
Yeah, the biggest priority for Ardi should be getting a 3rd, and in order to do that, you need to get siege tanks, you need to get siege mode, and just secure the locations on the map and just establish a 3rd. Because once you get 3 bases as Terran, you can definitely start getting some action to happen, but if you're stuck on 2 and Zerg has 5, it's not looking pretty.
So, as we learned in the last game, not a good position to be in. We do see that siege tech is coming up, so are Spider Mines. So he will be continuing to stick with the factory plays here, getting plenty of science vessels out as well. He's got 2 finished now. He's going to throw down some more factories here to start spending his money a little, but actually he's keeping it pretty low just because his economy really isn't that great. I do see a big number of Hydralisks coming out here for ArcticHydra. And getting that nice vision spread here with his Overlords. Total number of Mutalisks on the field now is only at 6, so he has definitely transitioned away from those Mutas. But he is getting the upgrades for them, so we might see another round of Mutas come down eventually.
Or Guardians later, because we have the Infestation Pit again. I just want to see Guardians, that's all I want.
Right?
Do have the last of the Tech Factory mech upgrades coming out, and we have more that's a lot of missile turrets. He does not want any number of Mutalisks to move in. That's 8 missile turrets just in the main, and 2 more at the natural. Yeah,
that's very, very, very defensive.
Oh,
You know, and he
ventral
has...
stacks.
Yeah, we do have ventral stacks on the way. So we could see Arctic going for drops into the main. I'd love to see some lurker drops. That'd be very cool.
And the turrets are placed necessarily around the buildings, but there's a lot of dead space. He doesn't have any vision, so the drops could do a tremendous amount of damage.
Yeah, plenty of space here to drop over at the corners of the bases. So I think Arctic once again just kind of gonna macro up, take his time, get into a comfortable position, and then probably just wait for Ardi to feel forced to move out, and then try to crush it when he does.
Well, he's slowly moving towards his third, and it looks like he's looking to take that base as well. Because the command center is halfway down in the main, he will want to float it over and just establish it.
Ooh, immediately taking out one science missile. We do have 2 irradiates go down, but now the Hydras are on top of the tanks. They're gonna back off.
And those Mutalisks, though,
yeah,
a lot of them are damaged.
Yeah, a lot of damage by those irradiates. He pulled out the first one pretty quickly, but was not able to pull out the second one.
And the Hydras is walking a few tanks. He loses a few, but not too bad. And that wasn't actually as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, ArcticHydra is losing the units lost tab battle. He's around at 4,500.
Yeah, he definitely has taken more hits, but that 5 base economy he can afford to do that. And we do see that the hive is about to finish here in the next few next half a minute or so. Less than that actually. And Ardi trying to establish some missile turrets up here.
And just look at the mini-map, just a lot of tank moving towards the front. He has a lot of macroing power, and this is just moving everywhere.
Yep. And also preventing these vultures from doing any sort of run-bys, cleaning up the spider mines. Arctic has a really nice contain here. It's just a Hydra to contain, but you know that's all you really need to contain against a mech player. You don't need to necessarily have lurkers. The Hydras and the Mutas together doing a fine job of it.
We do have an Overlord with 4 Hydralisks.
Oh, where is that guy?
It's closer to like the ramp.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I thought maybe you meant that they were in the Overlord.
Awesome. And he's trying to
big
move
mech
out.
force.
Get
Pulse.
Big enough a few minutes, and there they are moving. They're moving in all the Zerg, and that's a very nice irradiate. Flies right over everything that's up that bunker. All the Mutalisks go down, and that Overlord drops Hydras on the tanks like zealots.
Yeah, wow, you don't see Hydra bombs very often. Alright, well, Arctic did a lot of damage there, but did wind up losing his entire force. But you will see him macro behind this. He has a bank of over 1,700 minerals. Is producing a bunch of Mutalisks again. Now, unfortunately, he has his units rallied over here to the front. Mutalisks just flying in here and sacrificing themselves on these Goliaths and turrets. He lost 3 or 4 Mutalisks there for nothing. Very unfortunate. Now, once again, we have the Hydras shooting at this command center. The command center is going to be trying to
go
land.
Down again. That's really or not.
He should be able to clean this up, I imagine, especially fighting from the high ground with these Goliaths. Does push them away, but he's got to get some tanks over here in the high ground if he's going to defend this. So that's what he's going to do right now. Try to transition over there. Tanks getting into this position a lot better. Great position for them to be in, especially to get some spider mines laid down or something like that on the ramps. Can be very beneficial.
Yep, and then the Hydras are indeed going to go down to the tank line. And retreat. So he is able to establish this for now, but we have 7 Guardians being right outside the third.
Oh, wow. Yeah, where are those morphing? There they are. There they are. We get to see some Guardians! Alright. That's pretty exciting. Now, Arctic does need to engage intelligently with these Guardians. Needs to be fighting over some sort of dead space. Attacking from this area, or really anywhere. This is a tremendous amount of dead space for Guardians to hang out in. Really, Science Vessel is the only thing that Ardi would have available to deal with that. We do see a Vulture run by, though. Coming up here to the north end. There really is nothing here to defend, but large number of Zerglings and Hydras will be able to clean that up. Very quick mobile units. So, and there were not a lot of drones here to be killed here. And the Guardians reveal themselves. So, actually defending with the Guardians, probably unnecessary.
Being made.
Yeah.
So if those Guardians do not engage over dead space, they're going to be instantly shot down. So if he has to put them over dead space and make sure they can't be hit by the glass and protect them with his Hydralisks.
Yeah. Oh, those guys are so cool looking. Very cool model. Flying space crabs.
Were they in the Zerg campaign at all? I don't think so. And
You know, I don't remember. Oh, wow, and Arctic actually creating a bunch more Guardians, too. He's turning all of his mutas into Guardians, which I feel like you want to keep some mutas to try to protect them from the Science Vessels, but if you can get enough Scourge out, that'd be okay.
Yeah, he is making some Scourge. He has a few mutas hanging out now. He has 3. Not quite enough to deter the Science Vessels, but probably enough.
Okay, and these Guardians are actually going to just go ahead and attack from this angle. I'm not sure about that. And actually, their range, range of 9.
And the turrets go down, a lot of the Goliaths go down. There's not a lot of things that actually shoot up anymore.
Yeah.
There's like 1 Goliath per Guardian, which is not enough.
Yeah, Guardians do plenty of damage. And although, you know, they do have more health than a Goliath, but not a tremendous amount. And they only have 1 more range than Goliaths with the upgrade. So if his Goliaths can focus fire down the Guardians, they can do enough here.
It looks like that's the case. We have 2 Devourers, which is enough, but the 3rd did go down for Ardi, so he lost that amount of income that he desperately needed.
Yeah, Devourers. We never get to see Devourers either. ArcticHydra showing us all of the units.
Is he able to take down a Science Vessel? And no, not quite, and the Devourers go down.
Yeah, but none of the Science... Well, one of the Science Vessels looks like might have enough for an Irradiate.
And 2 Irradiates.
2 Irradiates, actually.
But the Scourge moving in, one was able to connect, not to take out anything, but there's an army pounding at the front of the door, and 97 to 53 supplies. Yep, and there's the GG.
GG! ArcticHydra moves on in our tournament.